Okay, Chef, what are we doing today?
Today we've got prime rib, but I would like to welcome Pat back to this episode of the Savage Kitchen.
How you doing, guys?
Bringing the sous chef back, huh?
Yep.
It wasn't good enough for something?
No, as we've discussed this before, Trig, but all right. So Pat, what do we got here? We got a nice piece of prime rib. Want to go take us through what we got up here to make our rub?
We got Italian seasoning here. We got seasoning salt, garlic, shallots, and oil to give it moisture that you see that you have right there.
What we've done is we've run it all through our food processor. If you guys have a food processor at home, Cuisinart, something like that, throw them all in, pulse it real quick, should come out like that. This also could be done by hand. It's going to take a little bit longer, but you could do it by hand. Basically, you just want to incorporate everything together. What we're going to do is we've got a nice piece of prime rib here. I'm going to, if you look at your prime rib, you've got this nice roll of fat. I like to get rid of that. Some people like it on there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my scimitar and I'm going to cut that off. We'll just leave that off to the side. So now you've got just a nice piece. You've got your meat there. The way that I like to do it is I like to cook it low and slow. A lot of recipes you'll see or you'll read that you're cooking your prime rib at like 300 to 350 degrees. I like them to do them a little slower. We keep it basically about 170. We're going to start it out, Pat. Why don't you take? We started out at what?
About 450 high degree oven for about 10-15 minutes to give it a nice sear on the outside, give it that crust that everyone likes. And then we'll lower the oven to about even like 200 or 180 and go real low and slow with it and come up real easy. Make sure that all the metal is nice and all even cooked, mid-rare, perfect.
What was that? I didn't hear any of that.
You didn't?
It's so
you gotta open your ears.
Okay, well, back to what we're doing here. Trig, I'm actually going to let you do this. What I like to do is I like to open up a little bit into the meat. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to stab it with a fork. Go ahead and put some holes into that. Because what that's going to allow, it's going to allow your seasonings to seep down into the meat. Let's not go crazy, just do it quick.
Just Pat's by me. Pat is always here. Why is Pat here all the time?
Okay. Now what you're going to do is you're going to take all of this and rub it onto that. Rub it onto that piece of meat. Coat it real well. There's going to be a lot of this mixture. You can do the underneath, you can do the sides, the top. Coat the whole thing.
The whole thing, Pat.
The whole thing. Well, for all intents and purposes, we can just get the top right.
He's just not very good at listening.
Okay, and there you have your prime rib. And then once again, we're going to take that into about a 450 to 500 degree oven, about 8 to 10 minutes. Turn your oven down, let it air out a little bit. 170 to 200 should take about an hour and a half to 2 hours at that time.